as you may have seen over the past couple of days, all the major gaming websites and news websites have been reporting about a leaked image that has appeared online, and that image is of the new Prince of Persia Reboot. So if you haven't seen the image, here it is, I'll put it up there now. So as you can see, it looks completely different from all the other Prince of Persias that we're used to. It's a completely new main character. As you can see, this time it's a black male, quite kind of muscly and things like that. So obviously a lot different from the Prince we've had in the Sands of Time trilogy and in the 2008 reboot. So yeah, they're taking it in a kind of different direction, so to speak. It looks very good graphically, so we don't know whether it's going to be for this current generation of consoles, or maybe it's going to be for the PS4, Xbox 720 as it's being nicknamed, and possibly the Wii U. It has children in the picture as well, which is another something you don't really see in games nowadays. As you can see just on the right hand side there is a child, so if this is gameplay and this isn't a cutscene, that's a very, very kind of new thing. There's a few children in there as well, which you do not see in games anymore, because obviously you wouldn't be able to attack a child or anything in a game like that, so maybe this is a cutscene, I don't know, but it looks very good. It looks very kind of new for the series and something I'm looking forward to. So yeah, that was the image, and it looks promising so far. I'm really, really excited to see more news coming out surrounding this image. So all we know so far is that it's set in ancient Egypt, so obviously a very, very long time ago. It's going to be set far back, maybe even before the Sands of Time sort of era, or for the Prince of Persia games. And also it's been announced, Ubisoft I think have confirmed that they've got inspiration from God of War and Shadow of the Colossus. So what a brilliant kind of game that will be if they mix those two together. Because obviously God of War, you've got the brutal attack styles and the kind of epicness of it, the whole scale of the game, the largeness of the game is brilliant. It's the sort of biggest blockbuster you can have on a game, really. These massive monsters and things like that, and brilliant sort of attack focused game. So for the combat sides of the game, that would be brilliant. That would be a great sort of addition to the Prince of Persia series. And the inspiration from Shadow of the Colossus again would be fantastic, because obviously if you've played Shadow of the Colossus, it's a massive game, sort of one of the biggest, it's just such a huge game. Like the area there's not much in the area, but it's massive. It takes you so long to get to each colossi to battle them, and when you get there the scale of the bosses are brilliant. So if they're kind of taking inspiration from those two games, that's going to be brilliant. It's just going to be a brilliant standard to base your game around, so that's something I'm really excited about. This game hasn't officially been released though. We have to we have to remember that, so maybe we're just reading too much into this. It could be something completely different. I think it has been confirmed that it is to do with Prince of Persia, but I don't know. There's still loads to find out, and we're just debating over one image so far. Actually two images. That brings me on to my next point. Actually, there was a pre-rendered leaked image which was released before E3, and I'll pull that on the screen now. So yeah, as you can see, the sort of character does bear similarities to the character you can see in the new image that's been leaked as well. So it looks like they are kind of joined together. So yeah, it does look like this sort of Prince of Persia game is about to be announced. They're already getting images together, so maybe Gamescom, that's coming next, I think that's next week actually, so yeah, maybe we'll get something there, or in the near future. So I'll definitely look forward to hearing more about that. Also, another thing we have to take into consideration is obviously it's a Ubisoft game, so they're going to be taking a lot from Assassin's Creed that we would think obviously they're very similar games really, if you think about it, set in that old kind of ancient time. Obviously Assassin's Creed isn't sort of ancient, but still it's that same sort of setting, sort of Egypt and things like that. So, and obviously if you've played the Sands of Time trilogy, there's a lot of free running involved and kind of running on walls and combat, things like that. So how are they going to make this game different from Assassin's Creed? So we'll have to take that into consideration, because obviously Assassin's Creed has kind of taken over as Ubisoft's lead game. Back in the PS2 era, you could argue that Prince of Persia was their game, like their sort of focus game, but in this new generation we've got Assassin's Creed, and that's what they're fully focused on. We've obviously got the third one coming out soon, and it's probably clear that we're going to be getting more in the future. So yeah, they're going to focus on Assassin's Creed, but how are I'd like to know how they're going to make this Prince of Persia game different from Assassin's Creed. So it definitely has to stand out and sort of hold its own. Also, you know, I'm a big fan of Prince of Persia games, so I'm really excited to see this. I've played them all, I've completed them all. I've played all 4 of the Sands of Time trilogy games, so Sands of Time, Warrior Within, Two Thrones, and what's it called? The last one's called now? Forgotten Sands, that's it. Very good series. I really enjoyed all of them, and it's going to be a sort of shame to kind of stay away from that series now, even though I do love those 4 games and I'll continue to play them. And we did have the 2008 reboot. That was a very different style of Prince of Persia. I don't know if it was that successful, seeing as they've only done the 1 game for it, and it was very different as opposed to the way it looked. It was sort of cel shaded and a very different looking prince. The gameplay was very different as well, sort of, it wasn't like a linear story. The game was kind of free roam, you go where you want and you collect these sort of little orbs, and I think it kind of toned down the game. It brought the pace of the game down a bit, but it was very good at the same time. So if they kind of mix the Sands of Time and the 2008 game together, chuck in some God of War, chuck in some Shadow of the Colossus, and that is going to be the perfect Prince of Persia game. But yeah, we don't have much to go on by so far, but I'm really excited to see more. Obviously we've only got a couple of images to go by now, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are. What do you think of the image, and what kind of direction do you want Ubisoft to take the Prince of Persia series? So drop that down in the comments below. I'd love to read those. And yeah, that's about it for the video, so thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.